righty. This morning in our series On the Money, we are focused on tackling debt and helping you improve that credit score. The average credit card balance right now in this country, more than $6,000. So, CNBC senior personal finance correspondent Sharon Epperson is here to knock that number down. She's also going to separate fact from myth as well. Always good to have you.
Great to be here.
All right, so let's start with fact versus myth number one. We're going to have a little fun here. I'm going to read a statement that you've prepared, and then I'll guess whether it's fact or myth, and then you'll tell us why I'm so wrong. All right, paying bills on time ensures high credit score. See, I feel like that's partial fact, because there are other things that go into it.
Just answer the question.
Fact or myth? What is it?
Myth.
You are right.
Yay!
Myth. There are other factors that go into what will raise your credit score. And what's really important to know, it's not just credit payment history. That's most important. But the amount that you owe, your credit utilization, is almost equally important.
Okay.
You also want to have a long history of credit. Make sure you have a good mix of credit, and know that new applications for credit could potentially lower your score. But this credit utilization is really important, the amount that you owe. And you want to take a look at what that is for your overall credit usage. You want to keep it at 30%. That's what most credit experts say. But if you want to boost your score, ideally you want it to be less than 10%. So if you have a $5,000 available balance, you want to use $1,500 to keep your score okay. But use $500 or less to make sure your credit goes up.
That's a pro tip. Of those things that you just mentioned on the previous screen, is there one that matters more than the others when it comes
your
to
payment history and the amount owed? Those are the two most important.
Two most important. All
yes.
Right.
Okay, next question. A credit card helps you build credit without building debt. I think that's a fact.
That is a fact. A lot of people think that they have to have a balance, and they have to carry that balance in order to have a good credit score. But you don't want to carry a balance. You never want to carry a balance if you can. So ideally, you're paying the statement balance in full every month. You're setting up automated payments to make it easier for you to do that. The thing that people, when you say spend within your means, what that means is that shopping window, as one financial educator told me, that you have from the opening statement balance to the opening statement date to the closing statement date. That's when you can shop. You don't want to shop anytime out of that, and you want to make sure you pay that off by the time the statement is due. If you're wondering how you're doing with all of it, keep tabs on your credit report. Go to annualcreditreport.com.
Now do that for you for free anyway.
Absolutely. Yes, they do.
Okay, this next one is using a zero-interest balance transfer card will eliminate your debt. I don't think it'll eliminate, so I'm going to say myth.
It is a myth. It will reduce your debt, but it will not eliminate it completely. And some people think, because it's always talked about, you want a 0% interest balance transfer card, take that 22% interest rate you're paying on a card now and don't pay anything. Yes, you get the break there, but you still have to pay that balance.
Eventually.
And you also want to make sure that you understand that there's a balance transfer fee. That could be 3 to 5%. So weigh that against what you're saving by doing this 0% interest to make sure that's worth your while. And you want to pay it down strategically. So the amount that you have, that you owe, the balance that you owe at 0%, how many months are you getting that 0%?
Right, try to pay that off by the time it goes up. Pay it all off.
Just divide by that number to make sure you're paying that month that much. And be aware that if you don't, it's going to go back up to that 22% was the average rate, or it could be even higher, depending on where rates are.
Smart.
Yeah.
All right. So, Sharon, here's our statement. Credit cards generally better than debit cards for most purchases. I'm going to go myth.
Well, no, that is true. That is a fact. Because credit cards give you more purchase protection. They also help you build your credit history. The other thing that you want to think about is that if you have a debit card, you're going to be limited in your spending. So if you're someone
which is not a bad thing.
That's not a bad thing at all. So if you know you're not going to be paying your balance off in full every statement period, then maybe you do want to try with a debit card rather than credit card. But overall, for building your credit, you definitely want that credit card.
All right. Sharon, Mr. Roker didn't know the answer to that question because he hasn't had to use credit in 20 years. It's all cash.
Al Roker Sr. didn't use credit.
By the way, my dad. Sharon, thank you as always. And for more strategies on managing debt and improving credit, sign up for Sharon's free Money 101 newsletter at cnbc.com/money101.
Hey, thanks for watching. And don't forget, you can catch the Today Show every morning on NBC or take Today when you're on the go. Just follow the Today podcast on Apple Podcasts, Spotify, or wherever you listen.